Hello. Might just be talking to myself, but hello, self. If anyone's in there, let me know. Or in here, in there, in the magic box. Let me know. Say hey. Trying to grab. Why can't I grab the? That's weird. If you are out there, I hope you're well. Just moved my camera around again, trying to decide how I want things to be now that I'm back streaming in the upstairs. It's too hot in the garage. Let's see. Well, I'm gonna just move along and entertain myself until such a time that anybody else decides to show. And if nobody else decides to show, then I'll just have a good old time on my own. It's like there was something I was, well, there's no one here right now, so there's no one to say it to. Maybe I just divulge all the things. Well, I guess the live stream stays, so it wouldn't behoove me to spill any dirt. If, hey, Beck, what's going on? I'm just entertaining myself at the moment. Hope you're doing well. You're on the eastern part of the country. Did you get impacted at all by the hurricane that went through? Hopefully you're doing well. I'm gonna switch over here. Oh, that's just me. There we go. I was just goofing around with old Mr. Barely. Sometimes I think it's fun. Oh, good. I'm glad. Various people I know, either just as acquaintances or through friends, a lot of them got lucky and didn't really get hit by much of anything. But I know some folks in other parts of the country were not so lucky. Sorry, I'm trying to decide. I haven't touched this in a while. That's funny. So his shirt just is. Okay, I forgot how I had done that. You don't usually really head out to conventions, do you? It's not typically your thing. Poor Barely's head. I didn't design him accounting for the possibility of wanting to wear a hat someday. I did recently do an interview. I posted about it, I think, on I know on Instagram. Oh yeah, what's it called? Let's go close to home. Have you ever gone to any further away cons? I'm shaking the desk. Like Comic-Con or Designer Con or anything? What in the world is that? It's on my desk. Oh. Heroes Con. Is it really comic focused, or is it kind of a menagerie of things? Because you used to live in that area, right? Before you moved. Clint Crockett. The man, the myth, the mustache. Oh, the legend, I mean. That's not till next month, right? Wow. So that's cool. Do they get any, like, big names? Is it like a lot of independent artists and like comics and artists, or is it, or comic, a lot of independent artists and writers, or is it? Oh, thanks. It was just too hot. It was too warm. To keep it down. You know, really let my hair down. Just kidding. Let's see. Just gonna do. Oh, just 1 second. Sorry. Parenting solo tonight. Sometimes they just don't know what to do. Instagram. Why did I capitalize the G when I made that? Instagram. Still trying to figure all this out, though, as far as doing this. Though when people voted, I forgot to check the final tally. It was, and Instagram was or YouTube was winning. Yeah, 61% YouTube. At least nobody said no interest in a stream. I was like, oh. So if they felt that way, they just kept it to themselves, which was kind of nice. But I was going to share with y'all a couple of things for those who are here. The two of you. I guess Streamlabs is here too, right? But let's see. Oh, I could hear myself. I don't like that. Why wasn't there a both? I I guess there is, but then I just have to manage across both, right? I have to keep more going. And I feel like Twitch, I did read some things that said you have to like that you can get flagged, or you have to like wait a day after Twitch. It might be just if you're a Twitch partner, which I'm definitely not. So I don't know. I mean, I guess I could still look into it. I just don't know if it allows, like, where I would have to look to see all the comments, or if I would have to manage Twitch comments and YouTube comments, and if the whole stream would all be centrally located. Because right now this is in YouTube, you know. But smarter people than me have figured it out. I've seen people streaming and having things going on multiple platforms at once. It's just not where I've been. Yeah. I could see if like I was doing this like guaranteed a couple times a week for hours at a time, you know, and people were really finding a place to hang out, maybe, but sorry. I'm trying. And then I'm just obviously not that great at remembering to post. Most of the time. Yeah, I don't know, because I'm not really doing much other than just chit-chatting and hanging out, and it's not like a source of income for me, really, or anything. But, so anyway, the other day I posted on Instagram a shot of the pressure pot. I was trying to make some molds, and it has been a bit of a disaster. I've gone through a couple renditions, and I'm experiencing what they call cure inhibition, where all the silicone's curing except where it's touching the 3D figure, and that's staying sticky. And I've tried various things to try to combat that, and none of them have worked up to this point. So I'm taking a little mental break from it, because right now I'm just throwing money away. But like some of you'll be able to see, well, maybe not detail wise, but this is a big size Mothman, and you can just see there's like this weird texture, and like his eyes all bubbly, and maybe you can see on the back it's like not at all smooth. It's like, it's kind of looks like little, it really looks like somebody touched it with like saran wrap or something. I did on that one, and I tried on the Mogpithon as well. You can, it's like not, it's just not cured. So I have a couple things to try. There's this, there's a, yeah, it's really has to do with, so there's two types of silicone really that I know. about and have used both actually. There's TinCure, TIN, like the metal tin, and Platinum Cure. And Platinum Cure doesn't work well with 3D prints because of the sulfur that reacts in the 3D print, and or sulfur that's used in it as a catalyst. It doesn't work well with Platinum Cure, but there's things you're supposed to be able to do to seal it so that it makes a barrier and they don't touch. So it's not a problem, but it hasn't been working for me. The reason I want to use the Platinum Cure is because it's really elastic, and so I can make the molds for these as a single, like it doesn't have to be a two-part that comes apart or something I have to cut and has a seam. I can literally kind of trying to get it to work. So another option that Bean suggested was casting or making one mold in TinCure, so you have a resin master that's not printed resin but cast resin, because it doesn't have the sulfur. Clean it up, get it exactly how you want, and then make the platinum cured molds from that. So that might be a step I try. Another thing is Smooth On, who makes the resin I use and makes tons of silicones. They have this thing called Inhibit X, which sounds very but you brush it on and it creates a barrier layer. So I might try that, but it's $50 for a bottle. It's about the size of an aerosol spray paint can, but we'll see. So those are my woes, so to speak, which if those are my greatest problems, I'm doing pretty good, right? The next thing is that I wanted to talk about a little bit was I posted a picture of these guys. So here's one. Just a sec. Thanks. So here's one of the orange minis, and then which we've been talking about these for a little bit here on the stream anyway. And then here's a red standing one. It's lagging pretty bad, huh? Is it lagging for you too, Clint? Well, let's see. Right now, everything I see tells me my stream should be good, but it doesn't mean it is. Technology, you know. Some at the moment. I wonder if my internet's crapping out. Right now, we updated our Wi-Fi a little bit ago, and it's faster, but the way the router is right now, I only have one wired connection, and so I'm streaming via Wi-Fi, and that might be, it's giving me a little problem. Okay, maybe it was just all the world got on at once. Yeah, so I'm gonna try to get this at least wired for when I stream. Anyway, so those minis, for some of you I know are curious, some of the behind the scenes or the process, what it takes. So I got a box of stuff yesterday from Mile High, Paul over there, super good dude. I've worked with them on well, it's him him and his wife, but he's doing the work, most all the work from what I understand, and pulling the vinyl. And he's done my Kaiju Mom Mates for me, the 6-inch tall ones, and now he's doing these minis. So I got like we've talked about here, I'm trying to do a series 1 of blind box minis that'll have let's see, well, I can just do this. Let's see. Why are you not opening? Everybody having a good week? My week's, today's my Friday, so, which is nice in my book. Where are we? I know where we are, as in we're in my house. I feel like I just had this file open. There it is. It's so funny. So here's, come on, switch. There we go. So here's kind of what the boxes are looking like, or probably gonna look like. I put in the ratios on these. So obviously, you know, here's the seeded orange. Oops, you know, the seeded orange one, if it will. Really? You were just focusing just fine. And then the red one I showed. But then he's sending me the other 4 colors still. And that'll be series 1. But the way these things come, for those interested, and some of you have mentioned interest, here's a seeded orange one. Let me switch back. Ooh, hit the microphone. Scrape. Skirt. Did you hurt? So here's how one of the orange ones comes. Just pulled. And you can see there's like a, you know, the flashing and stuff. And when it's trimmed off, you know, it's like that. And then there's a cap. And I have to trim, the cap is actually on the end of this other piece. And I have to trim that. And trim it nice and close. And then take the 2 trimmed pieces, a little bit of glue, and burp. There you go. And then it has a little barely turn the wrong way, barely stamped. Okay, have to get in the right angle, I'm sure, to see it because of the being the same color. But anyway, oh man, I just can't figure this. I can't figure out my left from my right. Refocusing. This makes for good streaming content. There it is. Anyway, so that's a seeded one. And then, I knocked over this guy. But after it's trimmed, let me talk about the red one first. So then the standing ones, barely but. Yeah, that's what actually helps make the cost much more cost effective working with Paul. You know, you tell him what you want, he pulls it and sends it to you, then you clean and trim and assemble. So the costs are lower than maybe getting it at a factory. Shipping's definitely lower because it's here in the States. And I just had to put in the time. And so really it's a good time to watch movies. And here's how our standing fellow comes out. Has that same kind of foot-ish thing. There you can see the barely stamp in the bottom a little better. But and that's the foot base that gets trimmed and cut. So then you end up with these two pieces. And you can see there's like some extra space there that allows it, you know, to kind of fit together and give you something to glue against. And then if you notice, these are eyes and nose on both of these have been painted. And so I had to paint each one with my airbrush. And it's really kind of cool though, because asking the factory, hey, can you make paint masks too in the process? So this is what for anyone who hasn't seen them, this is the copper paint mask, and barely unassembled, pops right in there. These little nose and eyes are just viewable, and hit it with the old airbrush. And it's kind of important that you kind of really got to lock it in there so you don't get overspray, because just pushing through with the air, and air will go through where it can. And then with the orange seeded one, same kind of thing. Go get it in there. What I actually did before I put the put it on the mask on is I have a blow dryer that I have kind of clamped down and pointed down. It's blowing on the hottest setting, and so it kind of softens the vinyl a little bit and allows it to kind of squish into those holes a little bit better. And just glue, just basically super glue, or actually no, crazy glue with a K. That's what I've been using, and it works real well. Yeah, and if you ever, it's pretty similar to what they use, from my understanding. Could be totally wrong. With in the factories, they use that, and it's they call it a CA glue, I believe is what I've heard it called. But you can boil a vinyl toy in hot water, and that glue will come apart and come off, so you could customize or something. Look cool. Hey, I'll take it. Follow me on Instagram. Of all the things I want to work, for some reason the moderated call to actions seem to be popping up. But anyway, yeah. So really, this last week, or since I posted that picture on Instagram of the pressure pot, I've been trying to get those bulbs to work. And like I showed the two examples, there's just a big problem with that silicone. But we'll get there, I hope. And then let's see. I need to figure out a way to make my camera not move so much. It's so jittery. Oh yeah, we love our grams. And then I'm talking to a place. I sent out a request for some pricing, a price quote on some prints, so I might try to get some prints done in time for DesignerCon. But that is one thing. So I know on stream I mentioned, I think last week, that we were hoping to have 3 figures for New York Comic Con. I found out today one of them will not be making it, so we will only have 2, but they'll be exclusive to the Plastic Empire booth, and we'll make an announcement on those soon, what those are going to be and what they're going to look like, and then and information on getting them. But I did see the samples made it of what the figure is going to look like, and it looked pretty cool. It was going to be the first Barely piece that had a chance at a chase, so I was hoping that was going to be something fun, but we'll get there. And then just making sure that they're not going to miss delivery on the one for DesignerCon, because I'd be bummed about that, and that'll be at my booth. Also, I showed a couple weeks ago pictures from Trash Panda's stream, the collab he and I are doing together. Let's be honest, he's doing all the work. Brian is a total beast, and he's just cranking away. I did the sculpting, and then he's taking it from there. So it's really going to be a Trash Panda release. I wouldn't say it's a licensed thing, because it's not like that, but I will get a portion of it. But yes, as of now, things with DesignerCon, we're still over a month away, so that could change, but at least the one. And if it's the one that I'm hoping for and have my fingers crossed for, it will have a chase as well. And then I got an email yesterday that the pins. Oh man, I hear you. New routines are hard. But glad you made it in. Hope you're doing well, and things are going well. Thanks. You ordered something from the website recently. I appreciate it. Hope it gets there soon and in one piece. It was from the. I think you all know any apparel and stuff like that I do is from it's print on demand, so I never touch it. It goes straight from the website to the printer to you. So, but if there's ever a problem with any of it, you let me know. And if there's ever a problem, let me know. And I've worked with them 1 or 2 times to get something sorted out for somebody, and they've been great about it. All they do really is say, "Cool, can you send us some pictures of it?" Awesome, and then they'll fix it. I got an email about the enamel pins. Those should be here Tuesday. And then I'm just working on these. So the original plan was not to release these Series 1 minis at DesignerCon. Ooh, cool. I'm glad. The glass, especially, I'm glad the glass, I always worry about glassware shipping, so glad it made it. I did have one person have a glass arrive broken, and they reprinted it. All they needed was proof of the broken glass, and they sent out a new one. But these minis, Series 1 minis, were supposed to be released actually in September. And but there was just some delays, and at one point I showed you all there was a warping of the figure, so they had to make a new it's like the right size for those glasses, but they had a delay at the factory, so they made a new mold, and that pushed things behind, so we're a little late. But if I can get them all put together, I'll bring these minis to DCon too. But I did ask Paul at Mile High, I noticed my voice is kind of almost redlining, so I want to make sure I'm not like distorting out for you guys. Ooh, the Barely Dead pillow. Good choice. Classic. Hey, what's going on, Rock? Thanks for stopping by. We're just talking about DesignerCon. I was sharing. I got in the mail yesterday 1/3 of my vinyl minis that I'm doing, and going to be busting my butt to clean them, trim them, paint them, assemble them, and possibly have them for the old DesignerCon if it works out. Everyone drinking? No, I'm not drinking. Just water right now. But so here's the two, the red and the orange. I get from the cardboard box. There's talk the process of trimming and painting and all that stuff. So there's a seeded red and a standing red and a seeded orange and a standing orange. But we're talking a little bit of the process, sharing about the fun of copper paint masks and how much easier it makes it to have consistency in painting. But yeah, so those are being worked on, and then updated everyone on there's going to be 2 Bareleys vinyl figures dropping at Plastic Empire's booth at New York Comic Con, which is fun. And then crossing my fingers for the vinyl with Chase for my booth at DesignerCon. And then do you have a booth or a table at DCon, Rock? I imagine with the travel money you're saving with it being a local con, you can probably buy 4 or 5 booths, right? Just get a big block. The Rock block. Come on, it writes itself. But Keegan, if you're drinking, I hope you're enjoying yourself responsibly. Nice. You know your number yet? Yes. Tramped. Looking forward to it. It was good meeting you last year. And it'd be fun to see you there. Cool. You lolled at the Rock block? Is that why? And I was sharing as well the these are what the boxes I'm working on for the minis will look like. 327. I have to double check what mine is. I had it in my mind. I think I'm like 425 or something like that. I'm gonna look actually right now because I have Expo Cat up. See how close I am to you. 320. Oh, I had you start already. So you're probably you feel like you're by and you. I'm 639. I don't know why I thought 4 something. Oh, yeah, okay. I'm 1, 2, 4 aisles over from you, and 2 aisles. You're 2 aisles south. So we're not that far from each other. Who are you over by? Ooh, you're right down from Dollar Slice. If you haven't met John, he's a good dude. He's a real good dude. He does some really funky stuff too. Yeah, we're not too far. I'm right across from Jellicoe and which I've never really met them. I have some of their shirts. And actually, that creature from the Black Lagoon plush is one of theirs, as well as that other one right there in Hawaiian shirt. They have some fun stuff. But yeah, what else? If you didn't see, those of you who are here, I'm probably going to do my second newsletter soon. These 2 new shirts went up. Or no, new shirt and a pair of shoes. I'm like, why not? Peanut butter jelly co. So these are the shoes. I'm like, doing print on demand, it's like, why not? If one person buys them, it brings a smile to their face, why the heck not? Instead of just like, oh no, I'm not going to do it. And these shirts I thought were fun. Trying to get away from doing all black shirts all the time. That's weird. That went back there. Then I have another shirt that I'm working on. Let's see if I can show it to you guys without messing anything up. Rock, do you do apparel at all? You might have blown out of here already. Oh, that's true. When I put them up, dear He-Man, I wouldn't have pegged you as a Masters of the Universe. Yeah, there are. What's up? Let's see. I'll show them in a second. Typing with my old man hands. It's going to tell me I need a two-factor authenticate. And that I don't know my password, apparently. But I do. People think I don't know a buttload about the gospel, but I do. Sorry, that was the old Nacho Libre. I love that movie. I've never bought anything Motu. This is scary. It says I don't know my password. Did I not? Maybe I didn't change it to what I thought I changed it to. There we go. Yes, there are shoes. Let me get in here. Ah, good. I thought I would have to authenticate, but I told it, don't make me do this again for 1 month. And we're going to the shoes. If the page loads. There we go. Yeah, so there's just some Motu shoes. And they're kind of fun. On the back it has the little Bearlies of the Ursaverse. So this kind of feels very much like the packaging, more or less. I haven't ordered them myself yet, but the reviews I've read on them, so there's no reviews here because no one's bought them, but they had... Let's see, let me check. The stuff I read about them online said they're pretty true to form. And I didn't order any, so we'll see. And then, oh, that's right, I put size guide, there it is. So you could always measure your foot. Against it. Unfortunately, they don't have the width, like the toe box kind of area. But, you know. And then the other thing I was mentioning that I was this shirt that I was playing around with. I'd done this design a long time ago and thought it'd be fun on a shirt. I had actually designed it and had it for Friday the 13th last month, and then just forgot about it. Yeah, I'm kind of normally, depending on the shoe, I'm between a 12 and a 13. But anyway, so this is the other shirt idea that I have been working on. It's so funny. Only one of my kids is home right now, and right now they're both in trouble from fighting each other too much, and so they don't get to watch TV or play video games. So my 9-year-old's like, what do I do with myself? Which is hilarious, because when he's not in trouble, he loves to read. But it's now when reading's the only thing to do, he's like, oh, I don't know what to do. What do I do? It's like, bro, read a book. Feed your brain. But anyway. So that's about all that's new here. I'm going to keep trying to get everything figured out so that I can get some of these the large size cryptid bubs done before DesignerCon, but this silicone woes, I needed to take a mental break from it. So we'll see. But I'm casting. I think I showed some different things recently. Like I said, I'm going to try to work on maybe getting a print or two before DesignerCon, because I think it'd be fun to have some prints. Sending myself a picture right now. That I showed you guys and gals. Although Beck might not be here anymore, so maybe there's no gals. But some of these that I'm working on, I'll be taking similar items to DesignerCon with me. I'm excited to. These are all pre-cleanup, so you can see there's flashing around the sides on some of it. So I just haven't done any cleanup on them yet, but messing around with trying to get so that really clear green one and the clear ones, the purple one, all of them actually, it's all using the same resin, but the pigment and the amount of pigment I put in them is either making them like translucent, like the green and red one, or really more opaque looking, like the orange one, purple one. So just playing with that and having different, just variety. Yeah. Also at NYCC, no. So I'm not going to New York Comic Con. I think you might have come in after I said there will be 2 exclusives at the Plastic Empire booth, but none of them will be carded figures, and those usually only come from my booth at DesignerCon, or if I put them up online through Instagram or a stream or something. Those are all hand done by me, so they usually only travel where I am. So since I won't be there, there won't be anything like that there. But at DesignerCon, there will be probably some full-size Berlators on card in resin, possibly double cast, and then also some full-size. Or did I say full-size first? Yeah, full-size, and then possibly some minis of because if you haven't seen, let me show you, because I know some of you are newer to my chaos. Let's see, to scroll back. So like this was my booth last year, and there was a bunch of different minis and some full-size ones. Then those guys were there. And I'll probably have some similar type of things this year. DesignerCon's actually in Las Vegas this year. It's normally in Anaheim. Put that again real quick so you can see. Yeah, I did some of these carded Bearlies that went the first day, like during in the VIP night. But in these ones that are on the small ones, you can see that the names are different. You might not be able to read them, but I actually have my version of He-Man, Skeletor, Teela, Man-at-Arms, Beastman, and Evelyn. So there are actually 6 figures in the minis. Only the Berlator in the vinyls, and then also in the big resins. But that's also... What else? Oh yeah, you can see some of them here. So these were the full-size 5.5 inch. Thanks, Chad. Full-size Berlators. Some of them were, double cast with the bones inside. Some of them were solid, or had like mica powder in them, so they looked kind of swirly. A bunch of different. Here's some of the loose resins. You're not allowed in Vegas. Booted you out. Yeah, these were super fun to do. No Moss Man. It might just been a green figure, but yeah, probably do some more double casts. I've gotten a couple of messages about those already. Gonna try my hand again with some of these cryptids. I love them. They're not a crowd favorite, but they don't have to be, right? Hey, it's me. Hi. So anyway, so that's some of that. Gonna go have a good time. I'm gonna have enough plush to choke a horse, because it's been my favorite thing so far. These went over like a fart at a funeral. But I have to say, I did get a couple extra on the 100 to use as APs, or like my, I'm not selling APs, but I wanted to have some to give away to friends, family. And one of my buddies sent me a picture of his 3-year-old going to bed the other night, holding her Bearly. She calls it her Bearly Bear. And I'm like, see, that makes it worth it right there. Yeah. Hey, Sarah. I haven't seen it say a la carte before. Yeah, I'm working actually on trying to do those in resin. So, thanks, Clint. Right? That's good partners. Hang out, but they have lots to say. But we're almost broke even on those, so I'm hoping at the DesignerCon. Thanks, man. It's fun. It's a little off-putting at first because they've been smashed down in these boxes, so they look all kind of distorted. But then once they sit out and you fluff them out, like that when I first got mine out, you just kind of get a little fluffing on his head, give him some little squish, kind of move that fluff around, and then he sits nice. And so this one looked as well, was all just mushed and smushed in there. And now because I'm sure all of you have been around long enough. The mini I was showing off, like this is the inspiration for the plush, where these started out as this little guy. So, but yeah. So anyway, I'm getting time to wrap it up. I'm gonna keep trying my hand here at YouTube for at least a few more weeks to see how it goes. When I did the vote on Instagram, YouTube won by, I think 2/3 of the votes were for YouTube and 1/3 were for outfits. 1/3 were for Twitch. So I'm going to try this a little bit longer, see how it goes. Try to build up some viewers and some stuff. It's fun to see, more so than Twitch, like the videos last and people can go back and view them, which they have. If you haven't seen, let's see if I can grab the video. Let's see. On YouTube, I did an interview the other day with Planet. Why can I never remember it? It's like Planet 1390 Voyage, or Voyage is the series he's doing. Yes, I remembered it. So Planet 1390, check it out if you're so inclined. Those of you who've been around with me for a while, you know my story, but I shared some of how I got into doing this. There's a link for it if you want to watch it. Support him. He's just starting out on his journey of podcasting. They're all in the works, man. That's what I've been having a tough time with. Can't you turn on alerts though? Like when it goes live? For when it goes live? I thought you could. You can turn alerts on for the I'll see if I can find something out about that, because I thought it had the ability to turn alerts on in the same way Twitch does. If it doesn't, they're really missing an opportunity. But if that's your only complaint, we can solve it. I think we're in a good spot. But yeah, so thanks for hanging out. I'm gonna go take my son to get some dinner and hang out a little bit with him. But I'm so grateful to hang out with all of you. Thanks for coming and hanging out, even if you stopped in for 2 or 3 minutes. Appreciate your time. New York Comic Con's coming soon. Like I mentioned, there's going to be 2 exclusives at the Plastic Empire booth, so keep an eye out for those. I'm actually working on promo images for them now. Hit the bell. Actually, I guess that's a lot of YouTube videos I watch. They always say, smash that like button and click subscribe. I think I'm too old to say that though. But anyway, so two figures at designer or at New York Comic Con. Really excited about the one that's coming for DCon. I can't wait to share promos on that. The pins are coming. Tuesday they're supposed to be here, the enamel pins, in conversations for maybe some prints. I'm going to keep trimming and slicing and painting and assembling some of these minis, and just keep at it. But thanks for being here. I love you all. I'm so grateful for your time. Remember to take some time to rest. Be kind to yourself. It's easy to get down on yourself, but don't. You're worth all the good things. Yeah. See you all next time. Have a good